So hi, in today's fireside chat, we have got Mr. Subrato Bandhu, who is the regional vice president at OutSystems. So welcome, Mr. Subrato.
Yeah,
Uh,
good
so
afternoon,
let's.
and thanks for taking out time for this discussion. Let's go ahead.
It's my pleasure, sir. So we can start with the questions straightforward. Uh, so, according to you, what are the unique propositions that low code applications offer for the businesses? So, basically, if we talk about out systems, it's more focused on low code applications. So, what are the unique propositions that low code applications offers for the businesses, and what are the adoption trends that you see for low code applications in India?
Okay, so Amit, I'll be directly coming to the point that low code is a buzzword, and low code is a buzzword which has been created by Gartner. But when you look at low code, in one side, people are thinking low code is something which where uh, the end users can develop application by themselves. Okay, um, and the real fact of the matter is this end user is not going to develop application. It is going to be developed by the corporate by the enterprise IT team. Okay, so low code needs to have the maturity to look at enterprise wide use case. Okay, from a B2B, B2C, B2E point of view. At the same time, low code should also have the unique abilities to connect with your legacy data which you can't throw off. आप जाके ये नहीं means you can't go and say that, hey, I can't connect to your legacy, but it is important. Customer cannot throw their legacy. So we are getting into a multiple use cases, either from a B2C, B2E, B2B point of view, where the customer are thinking to put the low code as a part of their enterprise architecture, and drive new new modern application from a faster time to value and faster time to market. Second type of customers which we are looking at is they want to drive the digitization. Okay, I don't want to use a digital transformation because you know that it is a buzzword everybody talks about, but digitization to the last mile. Okay, and using their existing legacy application that is going to take around a year's time or 8 months or 9 months. So they want to drive this within 2 months or 1 month. So they are basically coming forward and trying to use this platform. So the uniqueness is about not only about drag and drop kind of development, but uniqueness is about how you can make application for today and for future. At the same time, connecting to the customer enterprise architecture and the legacy application in a very faster in a drag and drop kind of manner, actually, right? So that's the uniqueness part that we are looking at. Amit, if there anything specific you want to know, please go ahead.
So, I would also like to know about a few trends around adoption of these kind of technology,
Okay.
specifically in India.
So few trends around adoption around these kind of technologies, I will say. Okay. Um, so some trends which are coming through the customer who wants to scale real fast. They don't have time. Okay. Some trends, and they want to reach out to their consumers directly because they don't have the model earlier. It was like a brick and mortar kind of model, but they want to, like, for example, LOS is a very unique stuff in a loan origination system, right? Now we all know the fact that NBFCs are full of cash at this point of time, and they want to give the perspective that how they can reach to the customer, right? How they can able to drive the authentication part and all these things, right? And for that, they need to drive a B2C uh, application. And and to make sure that they are reaching to the end customer. Okay, because customer is not going to come to their office because they have to. So that is one part that we are looking at. Adoption is very high. Second part that I'm looking at is customer has got very complex architecture at the back end, and they want to drive a very easy, they want to consolidate their multiple application into a single application. That is what we are looking at a second part point of view from an internal B2B point of view. Third, we are looking at from an employee experience point of view, because they want to make the onboarding processes much more easier, smoother, better, because it's a remote work and all. Fourth, we are looking at customers who are really trying to drive a true omni-channel customer experience. So one is employee experience, second is customer experience, where they want to build a true omni-channel. So omni-channel is not about that you give a five connections to the customer and say, hey, you can connect me through WhatsApp, you can connect me through mail, you can connect me through LinkedIn, you can connect me through social. But it is not about that. It is about the most important thing is their backend systems are all connected and giving a customer a 360-degree view. And that is where we are helping customer in many places. Okay. And last but not the least is again the customer who are really being wants to transform from their uh, uh, from their old application to a new application. They are like application modernization point of view. They want to modernize their applications. So they have a very old application which you cannot even think about extending. So these are a couple of themes, Amit, that I'm looking at in this market. And again, the themes are different from India domestic, got a different theme. India GIC's global in-house captives has got a different theme because they are talking more from a shared services application development point of view. And even they are looking at how you can work with RPA, and today they are heavily loaded with the RPA, but RPA is not driving the right transformation. So how so there are various themes. So in a global captive, GSIs are looking to build practices, because one thing, Amit, what I can see is the India is going to be the epicenter of global application development. And some numbers are like I was reading like today it is 42%. In next 3 to 4 years, it is going to be around 58%. Application developers on various types and means are going to drive application from India. But you're producing around 1.5 million application developers, or you are producing 1.5 million engineers. So how you are going to drive the demand and supply curve, right? Now at that point of time, and at the same time, you need to keep the coding experience better. You have to keep the coding quality better. So customers are looking at, keep us, why do I automate? Why don't I automate this entire thing rather than so various thoughts, Amit. I can go deeper in every themes that I can talk about, but I think that will be a very long for you actually.
Exactly. So that's great. Uh, uh, can you please talk about the highlights of your achievement? Means in terms of achievements for OutSystems, in terms of business growth, or maybe customer acquisitions, or new innovations over the last 12 to 18 months.
Yeah. So the highlights point of view, Amit, uh, we are just been 1 year, 5 months in India when we started as a team, and I was the first person who joined in September, and then we built a team, and we got declared as a region of the Asia Pac. We got declared as a global region of the Asia. So I think that gives the perspective, and this is our internal company event, but that gives the perspective that how much successful we are as a company in from an India point of view. Very very, very, you know, very, very niche engagements are coming from enterprise set of customers, and around the same themes that I spoke to you. So when you look at our growth, we are probably growing around more than 250%, 250% to 300%, and that's the prediction that we are also trying to keep it in this year. And I look at from my India numbers point of view. So yes, we are in a, we are in a right track, and the good part is this, that customers now slowly understanding that low code is not about citizen application development. Low code is all about real enterprise stuff. And now they are slowly getting matured to look at low code to fix their enterprise issue, rather than thinking ki boss mein, rather than thinking that I can develop some quick app that is not going to help them basically. Okay, so that maturity that we can see that is coming in the market in a very extensive manner actually.
Very good. So, can you also talk about your India and global footprint?
Okay, so when you talk about India and global footprint, is there any specific Amit that you would like to know, or
The kind of employee presence, the kind of sales presence that you have got, and the kind of branch locations and office locations that you have got throughout the global as well as in India.
okay. So we as OutSystem is being present across the globe, and we have 70 plus offices. We have around 1,700 plus 1,600 plus employee. We have around 1,700 plus customer, which we can put the name, which we can tell, because there are a lot of customers which is outside this part also, but we can't take the name because we are a typical application development platform. So customers are building their IP on the top, and sometimes customer doesn't want even to tell their name also, because they are building their IP on the top. Okay, so
Yes.
this is and we right now have three R&D centers, and the first is in Portugal, second is in the US, and the third is we have opened up in India around 6 months back, and it is operational at this point of time. And the reason that we felt that India is very strategic, because if there are if there are in next couple of years is around 58% applications are going to develop from India. So somewhere India is impacting on the entire application development. So our objective is to basically be closer to the customer, closer to the people, closer to driving community through university and tech institutes. And we also know the fact that there's going to be huge demand and supply issue which is going to come down in next couple of years, and the customers are going to look at low code, a matured low code platform which can really help them basically, right? So that's the another drive that we are doing it from R&D point of view also. So in net to net, I hope I've given a perspective to you, Anand.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So I can see that OutSystems recently raised $150 million of investment uh, at a valuation of around $9.5 billion. So
Yeah.
what does this mean to your India operations?
So this mean to the India operations is very simple. That see, these are some corporate actions which normally happens, and either R&D in India is a part of it or not a part of it. I have a less idea about that, but definitely raising funds are always linked to linked to drive more investment into the R&Ds and all these things. That's a given part basically,
Yeah.
and we would like to take our India R&D in the next step basically, as simple as that, because it is not a back office that we have created. We have created a proper R&D and with a mindset that when you are near to the use cases, when you are near to customers. So when you look at India GICs captive, when you look at GSIs, they are basically working for the global customers, right? And when you are near to the use cases, it helps to make your product much more stronger. So definitely these kind of things definitely goes into various direction. But Anand, I'm sorry, Amit, I'm sorry that I cannot go deeper into this part. If you are uh,
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Not a
if you're
problem.
okay with that.
So, can you please talk about your GTM strategy in India, means, and something about your channel footprint in India as well?
Okay, so GTM. So when I look at our GTM strategy, uh, we are right now working on a couple of GTM which is right now active. Okay, so the first is basically a GTM around India domestic market, and we want to drive around 40 to 50% of our revenue through the partners sourced, okay, for the next 3 years. The
Okay.
second GTM is the global in-house captives. So the global in-house captive is like JP Morgan, GS of the world, Tesco's of the world. They have their they have their captives in India, and
Okay.
there are 1,400 captives, and 60 to 70% of the captives are responsible to drive innovation and application development and technology and various other areas of the parent organization. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
we are, and that is our second go to market. Okay, and we see a great traction on that area also.
Mhm.
They have invested hugely onto the RPA last couple of years back, but now they are looking at OutSystem to drive the complete transmission from an end to end. Either it is a modernization, uh, or it is a shared services, or it is how do you work, how do I reduce my footprint on the RPA and try to do more deeper level transformation. So there are a lot of global decisions are happening through this GIC or GCC centers. uh, this The third go-to market, Amit, is around the GSIs, which is the
Mhm.
TCS, Wipro, HCL of the world. They all become
Mhm.
our partner, and the objective is to drive a practice through them in terms of creating a go-to market with them into the
Mhm.
multiple parts. And you also know the fact that they are also very heavy to the application development. And the fourth go-to market which we are exploring at this point of time is basically creating a ISV kind of play, knowing that the India is the epicenter of individual software vendors. So the individual
Okay.
software vendors are basically getting a lot of issues to develop their entire software into the high code, because the customers are keep on asking for change and there is a lack of agility. So we are getting lot of inclination to form the ISV ecosystem, that they want to develop their software and they want to have a go to market. So these are couple of go to market, Amit, that we're looking at. But we are not boiling the ocean at this point of time. We are basically taking each things at a time and trying to do it in a very justified manner, where we can drive the right value to the customer, right value to the partner, and at the end of the day that and be very narrow in our approach to basically create success. That's the overall perspective. Does it help, Amit? Or you
Yeah,
have?
yeah. So, would you like to talk about the channel footprint that you have got in India right now? Maybe that would include channel partners as well as ISV partners.
Okay, so ISB is something which I told you that I we have been starting. I'm right now in a build stage, but
Mhm.
but when we look at our channels, we look at our channel on three different part. One is the channel who can deliver, okay,
Mhm.
like deliver the omni-channel experiences, employee experiences kind of applications and legacy modernization.
Mhm.
Second is the channels who can build. So apply industry and technical expertise to the build solution and assets that they can able to create. And third
Mhm.
is basically who can able to give a MSP kind of model to the customer, to the
Mhm.
multiple customers. So there are various types of channels that we are looking at, okay, which
Mhm.
basically can help to create a force multiplier, multiplier in our growth. And one more thing is this, that we have around 400 partners, very value based partners in the world. I'm sorry, we are not covering 70 countries. We are covering around 87 countries and
Mhm.
22 industry. And when you look at our community members, and I think we are the highest community members of around 500,000 community members who are
Okay.
totally active in India. And some large customers like Toyota, which I can take a name like Toyota, Logitech, Deloitte, Chevron, Schneider Electric in India, GM Financials. These customers I can take the name. So Amit, I hope I've given some perspective on the overall channel ecosystem that we are trying to create.
Exactly, exactly, and that's pretty impressive. I would like you to talk about your top five focus areas over the next 12 to 18 months. Means what exactly are your top five focus areas?
My top five focus areas are is to first is and I would not be very high level. I would be so the first focus is OutSystem to be a by default choice into the enterprise market in India from a low code application development point of view. Okay.
Mhm.
My second focus is basically is making every customer getting the value and be successful at the end. Okay.
Mhm.
My second focus, uh, it is because we believe on land and expand strategy. So when we land, and if we able to provide a right value, we know that we will expand. Okay,
Yeah.
this is my second focus. My third focus is making the global command center or captive center is by default on OutSystem, on their shared services and RPA led initiative where we can able to add value. That is my third biggest
Focus
focus.
area. Mhm.
My fourth biggest focus is going to be standardize out system across all the Indian GSIs as a part of the platform to give a managed services to their global customer base. That is the fourth part. And the fifth
Mhm.
part is this, that when I look at this four, there's going to be a various types of engagement. Okay, so my fifth goal that I would always look at, that we are coming into a class one employee satisfaction point of view, okay, and customer satisfaction point of view also. Okay, so if you are driving employee satisfaction,
Mhm.
your customers are always going to be satisfied. Okay, so I would keep my fifth point is more into the internal and from external point of view. Okay, so that's what I think.
Perfect, perfect. And something about your channel expansion plans. What exactly are you planning for on the channel front?
So the Amit, we believe on a quality versus quantity. We don't want to create 100 channels. Okay, we want to create a very because when you go into a quality, it takes time to develop those quality. When you go into a quantity,
Mhm.
you are in a just in a quantity, and which basically, and we are very sensitive about our channel expansion, because one bad experience to customer can lead into a 5 bad experience, but one good experience can lead into 2 good experience, because when you're doing something wrong, it spread fast than when you're doing something right. Okay,
Exactly.
so we are very clear that that when we are expanding on channels, we are expanding on channels to look at the all the criterias of, defining the certification part, making sure that that they are committed, from out in terms of the seriousness that they bring, and they are and we are also looking at industry specific channels also, where we know that, because see, we are the application development company, we are not a package software, so we are looking for channels who are very industry specific and understands specific use case, can be built by the partners, and can be put on a solution catalog, and in our Forge repository. So Forge is basically a application development component repository, and there are right now around 4,250 assets, and we would like to make use of that through the verticalization point of view. Okay,
Yeah.
and the last thing is about, we will be very focused into the creating the MSP kind of partnership also, ISV and MSP kind of partnership, and that is something which we are in a build stage in India. We have a model ready, but we are in a build stage in India, who can take out system and give service to multiple customer, either in a horizontal basis, which we are looking from a GSI point of view, or from a ISV point of view, where they are very focused into a specific industry vertical, and give service to their customer through the application. So that is our clear thought process that we are driving from an expansion plan. But again, quality is more important than the quantity. So we are going to take a medium speed approach in this, but we are very maniacal about selecting the our selection process on this actually.
Perfect. Perfect. So I would like to conclude this discussion with my last question, which is around your outlook for the technology industry for the year 2022.
So my outlook for the technology industry is this, that uh, uh, we don't know how the pandemic with the how the pandemic is going to how much time the pandemic is going to be there. Okay, but at the same time, I can see the trend of being cloud native is going to be here. So when I look at cloud native, I can also look at multi-cloud part also. Okay, is going to be here also, because customers are not just limited to one platform. Okay, customers are limited to multiple platform. So our objective is, how do we support customers not only from a cloud native but also from a multiple cloud native point of view. Okay, uh, traditional business is going to move into the term which got used a couple of years back is software is going to drive the business. It is now becoming very true actually. Okay. It has been I think it has been said by Mr. Nadella Nadella that it is the software which is going to define the world, but adoption of because adoption of applications are going to be more and more. There's going to be more and more application which is going to be there and which is going to be developed. Uh, uh, and the way that business will look at post pandemic scenario, they will look at an approach which allows them to digitize fast, because they understood that without getting digitized, I got into a major problem. Some of the areas of some of the industries are thinking on those lines. Okay, now the objective is this, that how they can drive in year 2022 and beyond. Every business will look at how they can drive better customer experience, and with the right digital agility and competitive advantage for their customers, and drive more innovations and user experience with their customers. So that's what I look at is happening in year 2022.
Perfect. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your insightful ideas and insightful perspectives. Thanks a lot for your time and coming on board with us for this fireside chat. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Amit. It was nice catching up with you.